Hello, Year 5. Here's your work for this week. It's your first curriculum lesson, and we're learning about the orbits of the Sun and the other, well, not the orbits of the Sun, rather, the orbits of the Earth and the other planets around the Sun. So, your first task is to tell me what these different things mean. You're welcome to use the internet or a dictionary at home if you've got one. So a star is a luminous ball of gas. I've given you the example. If you just want to jot them down on like a spare piece of paper or on the back of your proud folder sheet, that's absolutely fine as well. Pause the video here, see if you can find all the definitions of these things. So, for instance, here we have the Sun, a planet, Earth, Mars, Venus. Pause the video here and get on. Right, here's your first definition. Sun, the star at the centre of the solar system or our solar system. Planet, an asymmetrical body orbiting a star. So the Sun is our star, Earth is a planet, and that orbits around, doesn't it? Okay. Earth, the planet that we live on, third planet from the Sun. Mars, a small reddish planet that is fourth from the Sun. And Venus, the second planet from the Sun, and it is the hottest planet. So you might think Mercury is, but no, it's not. It is Venus. So, what is the difference between orbiting and rotating? So, I'll show you very quickly. Orbit is something moving around an object. So like the Earth moves around the Sun. The Moon moves around the Earth. The International Space Station, which you can see here, moves around Earth as well. Rotating is something that happens to the Earth. So the Earth spins and rotates as it's orbiting the Sun. So the Earth rotating and spinning, like we said last week, causes night and day, doesn't it? So, just to move on, we're going to have a look on what we know about our solar system. It's a good recap video. I've put the website for the video and a few questions on it there. Obviously, I don't have enough time just to quickly go through it, but you're more than welcome to do it yourself, and you can find out how. So, I'll move on just a little bit. So, I want you to think about, I think we already sort of know the answer to this question, but I want you to think about, do the planets in our system move? If you think that they do, which obviously we've looked at before, how do they move? Is there more than one way in which they move? What evidence have we got? Obviously, we looked at those three astronomers, didn't we? Ptolemy, Copernicus, and Galileo, who all said they moved in different ways. Their evidence was, obviously, when it got to Galileo's time, he started using a telescope, didn't he? So he could see how they move. Obviously, that's more advanced. We can now go to space and we can have a look at how the planets move themselves by looking at them with our own eyes up there, can't we? Well, not our own eyes, but astronauts' eyes, so we can learn more. We've got a greater understanding of gravity as well, so we understand how they move. See if you can answer these questions, mainly this one, and the evidence for it down here. See if you can go onto YouTube, or Google rather. So I'll go through the two models that we've got of how the planets move at the minute. So this is what is called the geocentric model. What can you see? So let me know. So this is what people in the past, so hundreds of years ago, this is what they thought happened. So I'll just explain that very, very quickly. As you can see, the Earth's in the centre. They thought they went the Moon, which is there, then Mercury, then Venus, then the Sun, then Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. Now, obviously, we know already ourselves from looking at this over the last couple of weeks, we know that this isn't right, and we know that people don't actually believe this anymore, or the vast majority of people don't believe this anymore, but that's a different story for a different time. Why do you think they would have come to this conclusion? If you want to pause the video here and find out, I'll go through some of the ideas that myself and the children in school had last week about why people in the past thought the way they did about the universe. If you want to have a go at explaining it to your parents or your brothers or sisters that you're doing this with, you can get on with it quickly and let me know. So, I'll just go over it very quickly if you're just coming back from pausing it. People didn't have telescopes back in the day, did they? So, they looked up in the sky, up into the sky at night. They could see the sun. They could occasionally see Mercury, Venus, and the other planets. And they noticed that they were moving, just like Earth's moving. Oh, they noticed that they were moving on what seems to be around Earth, because they only could see with the naked eyes or very, very simple telescopes, not very good at all. They couldn't see further than Saturn, hence why there's no Neptune, Uranus, or Pluto there. And they explained it as Earth was the centre of the universe. They only knew about the lives that they had, the people that live on this planet, and they could only see the planet that they're on and looking up at the sky, which explained why they thought everything moved around them like this. But now more people know today that it is the heliocentric model. So we can see on this that the sun's in the middle. We've got Mercury, Venus, Earth, and you can see the moon just moving around it there. We've got Mars, then Jupiter, then Saturn, and obviously now we know that we've also got Uranus, Neptune, and then if we class it as a dwarf planet as well, we've also got Pluto as well. But we know that that's what actually happened. We know that the sun's got a gravitational pull which keeps things moving around it at all times. Just like the Earth has a gravitational pull that keeps the moon around it at all times. And the same with Jupiter, that has obviously it's over 60 moons, doesn't it? So it has those moving around as well. So I want you to think about how people discovered this. Think about travel into space, thinking about how good the telescopes are now, how much better they are now. Let me know what you think about those, how you think they made the discovery. And I want you to use Google, use anything, your iPads, your laptops in front of you to try and find them out some ideas and fill out this here. So, how do the planets in our solar system move? So, I want you to describe on this one here, the geocentric. It's not very readable, is it? Let me have a look. Just change that for you so you can see it. You can see geocentric there and heliocentric there. Obviously, you've got different ones based on the group that you're in. But we have this here, and we can see that in this one we're going to describe geocentric, which is this one. Explain to me that the they thought people in the past thought that the Earth was at the centre and why. See if you can find out why by searching why do people believe in the geocentric model, which I'll write at the bottom. And now the more accepted one, the more modern one, the heliocentric, which puts the sun in the middle. See if you can tell me about. See if you can tell me about the different ways that the planets move around the sun. See if you can tell me how they discovered that the planets in fact move around the sun and not round the Earth. I'll put the two examples of a search you could do. So for this one, you could write, why did people believe in the geocentric orbit model of orbit? Because that's what these are, aren't they? The orbits, they're showing how the planets move around the sun. And in this one, you just have to do the same. I'll just quickly copy and paste it for you. And just change that for heliocentric. And probably just change do for did. But yeah, there's the two ideas that you could use to search, especially if you're doing the red group one, which is this. The yellow group looks a bit different with a few more hints, and the same with the green group. But I think if you need any help, you know I'm only an email away. I'm more than happy to help you this week. I can even ring you up if you're really stuck as well. So if you do need any help, any more help at all, just get in touch with us. Give it a good go. I know it's difficult, these two really hard words, but I'm sure that you understand. I'm sure that you'll be able to further your understanding by researching it using Google, iPads, YouTube or whatever else. All right, then I'll let you get off and get straight on with it. So I hope you're all staying safe and taking care. And goodbye, Year 5.